Wayback Machine again and take a look at another sequel spin-off of a classic TV show. If you're like me, you grew up on Nick at Night reruns and Bewitched was at the top of the list. The comedic adventures of Samantha Stevens and her attempts to live as a witch within a mortal society produced some of the most memorable, charming comedy ever made, and the show remains a beloved classic. And 5 years after that show's end, a spin-off was created centered around Samantha's daughter to try and recapture the magic. And failed miserably. This is Tabitha. The Tabitha series originated with a made-for-TV movie in 1976, starring Liberty Williams as Tabitha and Bruce Kimmel as her brother Adam. From what I saw, it pretty much rehashed the Bewitched pilot scenario, with Tabitha telling her secret to her boyfriend, and Adam being a magical troublemaker, kind of a combination of Endora and Uncle Arthur. The movie was enough of a success for ABC to greenlight the series, which aired a year later. And they proceeded to change just about everything. The series actually started with another pilot movie that changed the main actors to Lisa Hartman and David Ankrum, moved the setting from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and especially depowered Adam and made him immortal. This not only went against the first movie, but the final season of Bewitched that revealed Adam had powers.
I get the feeling that it still bothers you that, well, you know, that I got all Mom's powers and all you got was Dad's chocolate allergy.
Are you kidding?
What, did they expect their potential viewers didn't watch the Dick Sargent years? Okay, that might be plausible. But that's not the only discontinuity from the first show. They both must suffer from rapid aging syndrome, a condition that usually afflicts soap opera kids because they're in their 20s when they would have been teenagers according to the original timeline. Oh, and Adam is now the older sibling when Tabitha was born first on Bewitched. Keep this up and I'll start calling it BSINO, Bewitched Sequel in Name Only. Yeah, I suck at making up acronyms. So, Adam basically takes the role of Darren in this show because I guess giving our main character a controlling high-strung husband wasn't groovy enough for the liberated 70s, so they switch it with a controlling high-strung brother. Remember, it's still girl power as long as it's your family pushing you around. They both work at the KXLA TV station, producing a talk show hosted by Paul Thurston, who is basically Ted Baxter with none of the charm.
I'm sure you have a few items that could use recycling.
I haven't had any complaints lately.
And yes, they are supposed to end up dating in this show. In case you're wondering, no, we don't see Samantha, Darren, or Endora in any episode, but admittedly, Agnes Moorehead died before it came out. What we do get is Aunt Minerva, and she may be the best character in the show, as she actually tries to show some personality.
You have been in Hollywood a full 6 months, and he has yet to take you to one really kinky party.
Minerva, I've got somebody with me. Hey, where's my bed?
A little love in the afternoon, how delightfully shocking.
That's the big issue with this series. A number of the earlier episodes didn't have that much of a different concept from Bewitched. I actually liked the idea of the Witches' Council sending a child hit witch on Paul on Halloween, and Minerva trying to lead a mortal life. The problem is these characters are just dry and dull by comparison.
Just what we needed.
Well, we're not laid yet.
No witchcraft. Now, there's a way to handle this situation like a regular, rational human being. Did you get that truck out of the way, you stupid jerk?
Jeez, Adam sounds even more blasé than his father. His second father, I mean. His father as portrayed by the second actor. Ugh, that's always a headache to explain. Fortunately, Adam's involvement becomes less and less as the series progresses. Unfortunately, we get more involvement with Paul.
Well, terrific. Then it's settled. We'll ski together till we drop. I'll drop into my room. You can drop into your room or something like that.
Great.
Girl, you're a hot number with magical powers. You can do better. And oh boy, did they want people to know she's a hot number. I don't know if the term fan service was around in the 70s, and it may not be I Dream of Jeannie level, but it did seem like each episode had at least one scene devoted to showing Lisa Hartman in tight shirts and hot pants.
I get up that early every morning. That way it gives me time to do my exercises, take a shower, fix breakfast, wash the dishes, make the bed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip over to the next clip and stop ogling her now. I'm still ogling, aren't I? I think the most disappointing aspect was the potential. The 7th episode introduced us to Gladys Kravitz's niece, Nancy, who was secret BFFs with Tabitha as kids. And guess what? Gladys and Abner even appeared as well.
I hope you dance, too. It's harder to hit a moving target.
Actually, my specialty is torch songs.
Ooh, she's gonna say it! That almost made this whole thing worthwhile. Nancy was a complete naive ditz who actually got herself a job in a massage parlor, and Tabitha has to get her out of jail. See, this angle of a ditzy friend getting into trouble and Tabitha using her abilities to get her out of it could have been something. But Nancy doesn't appear again until the last 2 episodes. Instead, much of the remaining episodes focused on Tabitha and Paul's relationship, instead of, you know, her being a witch while trying to lead her own life.
What happened between you two lovebirds? You were getting along so well together. You had hopes, dreams, plans.
Oh, Minerva, come on. I mean, Paul and I have been dating casually. Up until about 3 minutes ago. Now we're not even speaking.
You will patch it up, won't you?
Well, I'm in no hurry.
Serena? Uncle Arthur? Aunt Clara? Anyone want to try to inject some life into this show? Really, you could have essentially had Mary Tyler Moore with magical powers, and instead you turn it into that girl with a less likable male lead. What was going on through the producer's head? I don't know how to think. Still, the show might have been able to overcome those flaws and have time to improve on itself if the network's handling of it wasn't horrendous. The second movie that officially launched the series aired in May of 1977, the pilot episode aired in September, and then the second episode didn't air until November. But I'm sure the viewers were so thrilled by that pilot that they gladly waited as long as it took. No, they didn't, and the show was dropped by January of next year, with a total of 13 episodes produced. The last one was at least one of the better episodes, commemorating Sam and Darren's 25th anniversary, again without them on screen, by having the council actually think Tabitha should marry a mortal immediately, and spiking an office party punch with a love potion. Guess what happens?
Oh, my darling one. What a fool I was to waste all those years with those ridiculous penguins.
Angel face.
My young Adonis.
You big, handsome brute.
See, if you'd done something like this in episode 2, you could have been something. Instead, you got a total of 4 months worth of fail. I don't know, this show, it wasn't horrible, but it just comes off as a failed attempt at Bewitched Light to me. The main characters don't have nearly the charisma of their predecessors, and the potential for real zany stories was wasted. It could be magic. And the whole concept of a brother-sister pairing on TV just seems kind of weird and creepy to me. I just don't think that...
Guess who's back in town?